versus PiLiPiLi. Pretty rough bracket. These guys meeting each other early. Yeah, they're both pretty big players in the region. As we have to the top left-hand side, our red Terran player is HuT. One of the Australian players that has played very well over the last year, qualifying to a couple of different events. I think I saw him in WCS Austin. I think I saw him in Valencia as well. So, yeah. As PiLiPiLi says, whoever wins can't lose to Demiglove in the next round of this. As you do have bottom right, it is PiLiPiLi, the memer himself, in the bottom right corner of Port Alexander for map number 1. Also have some Pili memes in the chat from both of the players as well. Obviously both fairly familiar with each other. And as you do have that probe, going to be heading up and having a little bit of a scout around to see what's happening in the early game in this PvT. So probe pops up and is going to start nibbling away at the SCV. So SCV takes a couple of shots of damage. Probe comes in. And we are going to be seeing the probe just pushed down to the lower ground. Factory on the way down here from HuT as well, and we do have, well, just the orbital on the way up in the main base as well. Cybercore dropping down from PiLiPiLi already, and we do see the probe. Again, just having a little bit of a look around here to see what's going on. So, obviously knows that this is not a fast expansion, instead it's that earlier factory, and HuT will be able to apply a bit more pressure from this. So Pili will have to be a little bit careful about what he does here. PvT in a very interesting state right now, where Terran players are using a lot of different, very aggressive build orders to try and win the games early on. We're not really seeing many games going past 3 bases from Terran players. I feel as though I haven't seen a 4th base at all. You see the probe just popping up in towards the main base. Again, just trying to see what's happening. Is there add-ons building? Is there not? He sees, for the moment, not the case, as the Reaper is going to find that probe anyways. So you may as well just get one more look in, as it is indeed a Hellion actually begin with. It's double Reaper as well from HuT, which is a little bit different. Now going into the tech lab on the barracks. Obviously no starport just yet, as the first Hellion will move out with these Reapers. It's almost like a TVP build order in a way. It's like the defensive TVT expansion, not TVP. So it's a bit of a... bit of a weird opening here. Intrigued to see what it heads into. I imagine that tech lab on the racks is going to be for the factory, and then the factory can hop onto that and make a cyclone or so. After these couple of Reapers and Hellions, which do have some potential to maybe run by into the natural or something. So that is some possibility here. What's up, the Fallen 77? Thank you so much for the 3-month free sub just there. Coming through for 3 months in a row. Appreciate the love. Thank you so much for the support, as we do have a couple of Reapers and the Hellion's going to dive by. Ooh, nice force field. Reapers get through into the main base. The Hellions don't, and they're actually completely stuck with those units there. So Hellions will go down. Meanwhile, the probes actually pulled to try and get the Reapers, but not successful. And those Reapers are going to be able to still get a couple of probes, so some good damage done. Obviously, to be able to do this, though, you invested in an early sentry, and an early sentry does slow down your other tech choices here, so... You know, for HuT, it's not the end of the world, because, you know, again, it does mean the other tech is delayed, and he still got some good damage done. Still killed 8 workers, which really is kind of incredible given the situation. Alright guys, let's quickly, I'm going to picture-in-picture up on, oh, nope, there we go. Picture-in-picture the ZV P at the moment, because this is ongoing, and there is Ling streaming through as a Bane Buzz from No Regret, and he seems to have pretty good control of that natural expansion over in that little box in the bottom corner. The Ling seem to be overflowing, and in fact he's going to pick up that GG just like that. So No Regret picking up game at number 1 against Fury in a quick 4-minute game. Just a Bane Bust, nothing spectacular there. And going into game number 2 of that, while we still have game 1 of the Pili and HuT series here, is really just getting started. I mean, that's the difference. I guess when you put No Regret on the second screen, you're probably going to just end up with another game very quickly anyways, right? As you see, the Viking from HuT just pops out. And again, a few Marines, the siege tank here, all gathering up. It's a nice safe setup. He's doing a miniature little wall off. Keep his units nice and safe too. Doesn't let anything kind of jump on top of them very easily. So that works out quite nicely as the Robo Bay getting started from PiLiPiLi. The Twilight Council is on the way up from PiLiPiLi as well. And we do see that Warp Prism coming across to the upper left-hand side of the map. So a little bit of pressure from Pili. And this Robo Bay will obviously allow him to start really teching up here as well. We'll see if, I mean, obviously Twilight just finished too. I feel like just straight into Colossus could go quite nicely. So you see the Raven on the way up now, so getting that started. Raven coming through again, extra barracks being dropped down, the third CC in the main base. And that Prism is going to be back away through the top side of the map once again. So Prism just hangs out to the top side, and again, you're going to be seeing a proxy Dark Shrine. Wow. This is just so dumb. Uses the Prism to build the Dark Shrine. Sorry. It's really stupid, isn't it? Oh, I love Pili. He uses the Prism to build a Dark Shrine, he just leaves it alone. Obviously, you don't need the Dark Shrine power to build the DTs. You only need it powered if you're going to upgrade DT Blink, which, well, we see that about once in a blue moon, so if that. So yeah, Dark Shrine is going to be... oh, that's really tickled my fancy right there, I'm not going to lie. That's really tickled my fancy. Oh dear. Alright. What's up, Fraggy Austria saying, thank you, Wardy, for your cast, and keep it up, greetings from Austria for the 200 bits. Appreciate it, buddy. Are we missing game music, guys? Sorry, there we go, got it back. Thanks so much, Fraggy, for the 200 bits, dude. Stalkers and an Immortal coming forwards. Do you see a couple of tanks sieging up? I feel like HuT has plenty to defend this position, though, and to hold this third base. So I think HuT's kind of okay at the moment. To hallucinate Phoenix. We'll start to move forward. You see the lock on there. We'll take us away through the Phoenix. Oh my god, the two Disruptors kill both of the tanks. Was Disruptors out of that Robo Bay in the end. There's now Zealots in the main. And HuT on his way up to, well, burrow a couple of Widow Mines and start dealing with this. And he gets that fixed up pretty quickly, so gets back to mining now. An Armory dropping down behind the mineral line. And we do see the, again, third orbital just pulling back in towards the main base as well. We still see the Disruptor Stalkers and Immortals on the front lines. I mean, ready to apply more pressure. There's a third base going to be retaken. I really felt like HuT had enough there, but having both the tanks stacked against the two Disruptors was obviously a very bad decision. And that becomes a little bit more difficult for him, because he doesn't have those tanks to hold the position down. DTs are warping in as well. He actually in the end did build this pylon over here. So put this down eventually, and well, a couple of DTs going to finish. So we have the Forge on the way up, a couple of extra gates coming down. An army from a Terran player chasing Forge though, and he is going to catch the Disruptor. That's the thing, if Disruptor's in range of Concussor Charles Marauders, they are going to go down. Nice split, minimizes Disruptor damage there. Interference Matrix on an Immortal as well. The other Immortal caught out of position. Where are those DTs? Oh my gosh, they are not moving forwards very quickly at all. This one looped all the way around. HuT is pulling back at the moment. He does not have missile turrets, and he just dropped all the mules. That's the worst feeling as a Terran player. He just dropped 200 energy on mules, and I mean, he gets his scan back up now. He'll have another one soon as well. So it's not the end of the world, but boy is it frustrating. As this might actually be a missile turret coming up in time to defend over here. Yeah, he's going to get the missile turret, and if there's a missile turret, there's no point using the scan, because it is nice to keep that scan. Even if you lose like one more SCV, I think it's worth it to then instead just drop the mule down as a follow-up, or to save your scan to move across the map against the DTs. HuT, well, his army supply is still very good, and he's got 1-1 upgrades too. As long as he can avoid a couple more Disruptor shots, I think he should be fine. The thing is, the Disruptors from Pili, I mean, they got completely reset in counts. There's only one on the map, and there it is, coming in on the right side of your screen right now. So that's the only Disruptor HuT really has to worry about. Although he's out of position for these Stalkers moving into his third. He is moving down towards his fourth. Maybe the Disruptor can control the ramp a little bit here. Slides forwards, just gets a Widow Mine. I mean, now you should be able to just come into this fight as HuT though and have a pretty good time. Again, a Disruptor goes down. Feels like it didn't really add that much in the end. I guess it pulled a little bit of time, but that was about it, really. as we are going to be seeing the bio to the top. Is going to find the Dark Shrine, actually. Well, I guess that's the negative of building the Dark Shrine out on the map. If it gets found, it goes down. That's the end of the Dark Temple harassment. Stalkers still set out in the middle of the map here. We are going to be seeing those continue to press forwards. Medevac taking a little bit of damage. Marauder taking some hits too. And here we go. Well, one Widow Mine already drops down. You still see those Stalkers just moving around in the center of the map. Here we go, big stim up, and already Stalkers taking some heavy damage. We do see a Liberator turned onto though and picked off. It's just the fact these Stalkers can't really fight for themselves, and that's why you need the Disruptors to really help out here. The Liberators against this many Stalkers may seem silly, but it's very good at kind of keeping the Disruptors at a good distance. Especially if you get that Liberator range up, which I imagine is probably going to be the plan sooner rather than later. The Spio's still gathering up here. As we see these Stalkers and Disruptors coming across, and they are going to be getting to fight in the middle of the map. So, Bio going to start fighting. Again, needs to be careful of those Disruptors. First one fires, but HuT was already pulling away. Now he stims in. He's going to die for the Disruptor, gets it. Again, every time Pili fights, he loses his Disruptors. There's just so much Bio here, and the Disruptors are not buying him enough time. Every single time he takes the fight. The Disruptors are meant to stop this Bio army from just stimming forwards. This Disruptor's in a bit of a better spot here. This time he has to split away from it as well, actually. Oh, Disruptors around the other side. Now he knows this Disruptors are over there, so he's going to try and stim for them. It's not like they are close to anything. I mean, catches one, gets the concussive shells on the other. It's again another 2 Disruptors killed, and you gotta give it to HuT. He's dealing with these Disruptors magnificently, I say, as he sits in one. It's the first Disruptor shot that's really been extremely meaningful, though, I feel. As Pili's army maybe a little bit overwhelming at the moment. HuT is extremely overstimmed, and he's been losing medevacs as well, so he needs to maybe fall back and just heal up a little bit now. There's another few units of the Liberators continue to press this away. Disrupting the front, taken down. HuT again, maybe again, just needs to take a moment. I mean, the thing is, though, if you stop applying pressure, suddenly Pili gets a bunch of bases up. Sends out one drop. I think this drop was accidentally hotkeyed back in the army, so it's still just sat here. So it's not quite what he expected to be, that drop that's heading down to the bottom. Stalker's going to blink away from the Widow Mine here, set that off and blow it up. I mean, again, the bioforces that remain are just not that many of them. Again, the drops are moving around the map. Right here, it's tough for him to fight because he doesn't have medevacs, and his army is, again, just so damaged already. Disruptor's helping him to pick through this as Pili comes in, but again, there'll be a drop. Where did those drops to go? There we go. Sorry. Couldn't see the little red dot on the minimap. Just the one drop actually comes in, but it is going to get quite a lot of probes. So Pili losing a lot of workers here. One of the reasons HuT's been able to keep fighting as well is this 2-2 upgrades now completed. Gives him a good little advantage over the 1-1 upgrades of PiLiPiLi. Stalker goes down the main end of a Stalker. Targeted down, gets picked up pretty quickly. The medevac loads up and will get away. That's actually crazy because he used the blink so soon. It was on cooldown when the medevac picked up, so that might have been part of his decision to actually lift up and leave right there. Stalkers and Disruptors coming through middle of the map right now, and again just going to be seeing a couple of Liberators with Mines bio units coming around the top. We're going to be seeing a 4th command center from HuT as well, setting up just outside of the 3rd base. As we see, +3 attack and +3 armor coming down from HuT right now. So, again, that started up as we are going to be seeing the Liberator getting sieged. Disruptor shot in is going to pick up a couple more Marauders again, so able to get rid of those. And, well, I like HuT's counterattacks. I really feel like the drop previously was very good, so they have a drop of the main still around. Liberators denying mining on this base, the 2 of them together, very effective. These Liberators probably want to get sieged up here ASAP as well. HuT will give up his 3rd base, though, as PiLiPiLi presses forwards. So the 3rd base goes down, so it's going to keep on blinking through. Marauders in quite a bit of trouble, and I think HuT is going to struggle to hold this off now. After shutting down Disruptors all game long, it feels like he just doesn't really, in the end, have enough. It was one or 2 of those fights on the bottom right that just went a bit too far for him, and maybe he overcommitted. Maybe, again, needed to just tech up a little bit with this, and this is going to be GG any second now. As we do have the... Well, a few Stalkers will recall. I guess he still has to deal with this army. But as soon as this army goes down, I mean, this is absolutely over. He just recalled a bunch of Stalkers, right? So he should be able to pick off the rest of this, no problem. And he's still, as well, he's brought HuT down to 11 workers. He's actually on 26 workers himself, PiLi. So both players have lost a lot in the last few moments. That's double liberator there, and it is dealing some real damage. Finally blinks in to get it, and there is the GG. PiLi will grab game number 1 of this battle. As we have got the red Terran in the bottom right. Sorry, just my headset. Red Terran player in the bottom right. This is HuT. Down again, but I feel like he did have a strong opening. Kind of dealt with the pressure pretty well. Dealt with the DTs, just couldn't fight that army well enough apparently in the end. Ended up losing in the game. As the top left hand side we will have the blue Protoss player. This is PiLiPiLi. It's game 2 of this best of 3. And so kick this off. Again, just also looking to see if maybe something is starting up over on the other screen, so we can just get those multi-game action going. Get that multi-game action going in again. Probably checks out into the natural, seeing what's going on there. You see the gateway on the way up as well. So that's coming through here in the main. Going to be finishing the cybernetics core will drop down. And the main base also. So again, that cyber core down. Another assembler gets placed as well as the SDV. Did build the racks over on the third base, trying to cause a bit of confusion. PiLi obviously looks at this, and already a bit of an overreaction building a Zealot. Obviously you don't usually want to build that Zealot, but if you think it's a proxy Reaper, the Zealot can help a lot. The thing is, the racks is very nearby the Terran space, so again, the Zealot's maybe a bit of an overreaction as the factory comes down as well. PiLi will see that it's obviously no further pressure beyond the Reaper on his side of the map. And the Reaper will come in and pick off that probe in a couple of moments, so just gonna see the probe going down. Good pick off. And the racks floating into the main base now to continue production and to, well, let's maybe start up add-ons and so on as well. I was about to say, we see it queuing up a tech lab already, so it's going to be getting that tech lab started here. And as across to the top side of the map, we've got ourselves the Zealot actually getting a swipe down. And, yeah, Reaper just going to get turned away just like that. Again, it's not really the point, you know. You're only hiding the racks to try and throw PiLi off guard a little bit, and, you know, you did delay the Nexus, so good for that. Derek Kaya says that was my first Twitch Prime sub ever given. Well, thank you so much for enjoying the stream enough to give your Twitch Prime sub to the channel. I appreciate it, dude. Thank you so much. Yeah, and CHG Toxic Cookie. I mean, I don't know, bro. Are any cookies really toxic? Cookies are pretty great, man. Thank you so much for the Twitch Prime sub as well, though. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Get some love in the chat, guys, for a couple of new subs coming in. You guys have been really awesome lately. It's been great to see, and we've been keeping the hype rolling. Hopefully, we've been keeping action on stream pretty much every day. And it's been a little while since we had a day off. When did we have a day off, even? I feel like we've streamed like every day for like quite a while now. Last time we had a day off was... oh. Literally, I don't even know. We've actually been live every day for like 3 weeks. It's crazy. I think our last day off was New Year's Eve. We've casted every day of 2019 so far. That's actually insane. That's actually crazy. Damn. Cyclone already picked off one of those Stalkers. I've got it very low, sorry. We'll pick off one now, though. The Reaper Grenade obviously boosts it into a bit of a unlucky position. As we are going to be seeing the Cyclone just hanging around at the front and seeing what's up. Hello, Zerglin coming in with the 300 bits. Says 40 passion hype. Waking up before I go to bed. Thanks so much for the 301 bits. Oh, does that mean you want a Ratata? Mom, it's not a phase. I was born a rat. I can't really do it. It's too early in the morning. I can only really summon my inner Ratata memes later in the day. Hello, Zerglin. I owe you a Ratata meme. Thank you for the 301 bits. RoboBay dropping down from PiLiPiLi in the main base. So we're going to be seeing his tech choice probably made here fairly soon. Club Banshee shows up in the main. And, well, there's the observers. Two of them. One out on the map, the other one coming into the main now. And he keeps the Banshee alive. Good job by HuT. not getting overly greedy. Just a couple of workers going down. And the siege tank is on the way up in this main base as well. So siege tank coming through in the main. And as you see, a few Marines tanks and SCVs currently coming through the center up towards the upper left-hand side. Meanwhile, the observer of PiLiPiLi continues down to the bottom right, going to be moving in towards the main in a moment or so. And we'll have a little bit of a look around here. SCVs start moving forwards. First bunker dropping down. Tanks will siege. Marines are ready to fight this actually, and we are going to be seeing the tanks dealing some decent damage so far. Stalker getting some shots off, but I feel like with the probes pulling in, probably just a little bit too much damage output onto the tanks. I'll tell you what, I guess the tanks go down, but he will not kill off the Marines in the back, and the Banshees are still a thing as well. And the Stalker count is dropping extremely quickly. As these Marines get rid of those couple of Zealots, now maybe the Marines can go in and get themselves some probe kills as well. I mean, two more Stalkers warping in, but he can jump on those very quickly as well. I mean, the first Stalker goes down super fast. However, now one of the Banshees has died as well. But more units obviously coming across the map as well. PiLiPiLi might just be dead to this attack, guys. Another probe going down. Oh my god, it's an observer farm. Two observers going down. Immortal going to take a couple shots off the Banshee already. And this Banshee is out of energy. And there's observers nearby. We just saw them all, so not a big deal. Immortal just loses its shields in the end. Banshee will pick up one more probe. And not quite another before it's going to be forced to leave out over to the right-hand side. So HuT going to end up pulling that Banshee away. I'll just start dropping down as Shield Parry actually saved one of those probes for an extra moment or two. And the Raven gets a few kills there as well. So nice little job from the Raven, getting a little bit of damage done. We see Gravitic Drive on the way up meanwhile. Disruptor on the way out, being chrono boosted out here actually. So again, that Disruptor coming through with the Gravitic Drive. Obviously, this becomes quite a quite an aggressive kind of prism drop. So going to be dropping those Disruptors around. It feels kind of late for the Disruptor drop almost. As do you see the Banshee come up to the top side. Banshee pokes up and is trying to get a probe kill. Stalkers don't quite manage to get that Banshee. The depth to the front goes down. As you see, the Disruptor gets a few SCVs to begin with, actually about 4 or so. So not a bad initial opening there. As you see, the Disruptor needs to be careful. It's flying over the army. With the Raven here as well, pushing across the map. Has interference matrix, of course. That can go a long way. I'm just going to be seeing the Prism is setting up on the bottom side, and we are going to be seeing the bio still from HuT is going to take a big Disruptor shot. Oh my god, so many Marines going down. Again, the Raven and so on, and the other things I probably could do very well against this. Where is the... Oh my god, we missed the Raven going down. Sorry guys, I'm useless. Stalker's obviously picked off the Raven as I was a little bit distracted with making sure the stream was okay, because we just dropped for a second or two. God damn, what a bad time, unfortunate timing to drop out from the stream. So the Raven went down, so again I feel as though already you're losing some of the opportunity that you have against that, as we see Disruptors dropping right into the tanks. That didn't really work at all. That was maybe one of the more questionable choices by PiLi, as that third base will be cancelled. Tanks still sieging up, and I still think this is very tough for PiLi to hold off. There's a Disruptor shot, and gets a couple of units, but nothing too crazy. And HuT will probably want to keep on pressing forwards here. So I'm just going to be seeing the Banshee and the Bio still pressing in a little bit. Tanks will unsiege. Come forwards just a little bit further. Sieging up once again, and we are going to be having those Zealots in some trouble. Well, Vikings are actually very good against Protoss armies because of the fact that a lot of this is mechanical. So his Vikings could just land and add damage to this overall. Pylon on the front goes down. More pylons coming into the side as PiLiPiLi. I mean, they're kind of brave pylons as well anyways. We see Order going down to the next Disruptor shot. Disruptor in the back will have a shot available in a moment as well, but Probe's already pulling in. That's never a good sign, as just probably wants to get rid of that Disruptor target fire from the tanks brilliantly. Does it just as I say, does it? And it's exactly what you need. Get rid of that disruptor, and get rid of so much of the danger here. The DT that tries to come in gets taken down instantly, and that really should just be GG. And Philly will have absolutely nothing left, and HuT will take this to a game 3 of this series. That's 1-1, PiLiPiLi and HuT. We have a game 3 on the board for you guys. We have to the top right, the red Terran player. This is HuT. Bottom left-hand side, our blue Protoss is PiLiPiLi. Alright, so game 3 of the series. I'm just looking to see what is going to happen. So, the LSVs pull off and starting to nibble away at the probe. Dealing just a little bit of damage as probe comes around the back, and obviously just picking up some info here in the early stages. So I was just trying to find a couple other people in the bracket. I Will Cheese and Vindicta is the game I'm in on my second screen. I literally don't know where they currently are in the bracket. Like, I've tried looking for them a lot. I literally can't find them. Oh, there it is. Oh, it's Mio Micah. Oh my god. I finally found them just out of nowhere. What the hell are their names in the bracket? I guess Mio Micah is the one I just didn't recognize, and then Nero. Okay. Okay. Now I'm on point. So Mio Micah actually just picked up game number 1 over there, and that will be continuing, it would seem, for a moment or so. Tide 123 coming in with the Twitch Prime sub. Thank you so much. Appreciate the Twitch Prime. Thank you very much. Welcome to the Wardy family. Appreciate it. And we do have the Reaper from HuT is scouting around and seeing what's going on here, wanting to maybe hop up towards the main base. It's got some potential, this Reaper, in terms of what it can do. Seeing it pulling back down towards the bottom left eventually, realizing he can't find a probe. He's just going to go across the map, so just going to be going for that. The probe does end up back on the main, and the Reaper comes back home to deal with it. It's so annoying, man. As Philly's probe, though, will go down. Definitely worth pulling the Reaper back. And get this going. Yeah, Ty, thanks for being sub number 1000. We've as Cobra Kush comes in with the sub as well. Thank you so much, Cobra. Thank you. We've been up and down on the 1,000 sub mark of the last few days. We've been up and up and up, and then down, and then up and down, and up and down. So having a little bit of a fight with the 1,000 sub count, but appreciate you guys helping us to keep us around that market. And again, we go up and down every day at the minute, but it's a fun battle. It's a fun battle. Thank you for the love, guys. Cobra Kush and Tide. Appreciate the subs coming in. And it's been actually quite a couple of days for subs the last couple of days, I feel, but yeah, quite a couple of days, but I mean, it's been some fun streams, so does it really matter? No, is the answer. It doesn't. Alright, so we do see the Warpism on the way out early from PiLiPiLi. Maybe some potential aggression from that. No bunker on the low ground. He needs to be a little bit cautious there. I mean, he's going to have a tank up soon. The bunker does just help out that little bit extra, though, as we are going to be seeing. Maybe I guess he's just going to wall off this little area here. I like the idea of this wall off. It's nice. It definitely does help against certain builds and certain openings, kind of setting up a way to kind of, hide your tank behind and stop units from jumping on it and so on. Banshee on the way out of the starport. As the tank comes down to low ground, is going to siege up very far forwards, though. So isn't exactly going to be too well protected apart from against Zealots. But maybe from a depths jumping right on top of it as well. Observer goes down with the scan. As on the bottom side, the Liberator of HuT going to be coming across and kind of wants to come in and siege up the the natural expansion, but a couple of Stalkers here, so I might just wait a little bit until something else is going on, which can distract those Stalkers, maybe pull them out of position and so. Rangers hanging out on the right side. The disruptor, the War Prism comes into the main base. I'm so used to there being disruptors in these War Prisms today, man. Just going to be seeing the lift up, and again, I mean, already pulling some SCVs out of position though is nice, even if you didn't get many of the actual kills. I think you just got 1 or 2. As you see now, there's Liberator still just standing around, still just hanging out. Again, Gravitic Drive on the way up here, and the Disruptor coming out. Twilight Council is also on its way in, and the Stalker's already deflecting the Banshee. Now, as HuT gets his Banshee deflected, that's obviously meaning that he's getting to a position where he's opening to a lot of pressure that hasn't done much. The Liberator will kill one Stalker with other Stalkers warping in. So Liberator for a Stalker, which isn't exactly great either. And now there's Banshee taking some shots. There is an Observer nearby, or there was an Observer nearby. Where was that Observer? I'm actually... Oh, they're right there. Man, it really blends in right there, doesn't it? So yeah, Banshee being pushed away. Again, HuT not really having dealt much damage early means that he's in this stage where follow-up attacks are not going to be super effective. Although Adept's wandering forwards here. That's obviously not good from PiLi. I mean, PiLi did still have the Warp Prism. He just went home to get the Disruptor with the Gravitic Drive coming down. And he's going to use this Disruptor now to maybe try and grab some kills as these units come across the map, but maybe he doesn't see them. Oh, he's going to see the tail end of this army now, but it's going to be difficult to get that Disruptor into position. Here we go. Oh, it's a good few Marines right away, isn't it? As it's already slowing down HuT's attack. PiLi has another Disruptor ready to go as well. This time he's forcing HuT to siege up so far away compared to the last game where HuT walked right up to the natural and got sieged up. So it's a very different situation. By delaying this army out in the center of the map, it buys PiLi a lot of time to set up with more units. However, this Warp Prism is not meant to live. Oh my god, no way. Ooh, just goes down. Well, the Disruptor is dropped off at least. Oh my god, this Disruptor shot. I mean, there's Marines on Stimble. Loses one tank there. The other tank gets extremely low right away as well. As you see, the Banshees coming in, picking off that probe. And you still have Stalkers and Disruptors just hanging out on the natural. Another Disruptor shot coming in and just going to land on the tank. That Disruptor flank from the Warp Prism that died. I mean, the Disruptor's still there. May as well put used to it. PiLi going to expand to the left side, so the siege of HuT isn't even applying pressure to a third base as he loses another Banshee. And these units from HuT just keep on dropping. Now he is going to bunker up here. I'll tell you what, can you even get bunkers up though if the Disruptors can just come through and get the cancels? Maybe not. Oh my god, the Disruptor nearly gets the tank. 4 HP left on it before it gets repaired. So KJ Freedom, and man, how you doing? Thank you so much for the 16-month resub. Let me get back to you though, because here we go. Disruptor shots right in there, but he only kills one of the tanks. Stalkers have blink though, and with that blink he will come right on in here and clean up the rest of this. Still costly, lost his, pretty much all his Disruptors, and there is another tank on the low ground, which has still been very frustrating. Finally cleans that out. And we have got the Banshees in the natural at the same time. No, I love this multi-prong from HuT, just going in multiple different locations. I like it. Actually got a lot of damage done because of it, rather than what he was originally going to get done. Nicely done. Thank you KJ for the 16-month resub. Appreciate all the support, dude. Says great that you're casting, and let's go the Psystorm boys. Love it. Loving the team hype here. So I still have a bunch of players competing today. Obviously, Jon Snow is in this bracket, as well as a few of the others. They already had some success over in the first qualifier too, with the success stories of, I think it was Epic and Silky qualifying through. So Psystorm doing well so far in terms of WCS winter participation. 2 Disruptors, all of these Stalkers here from PiLi gathering up, and we do see a single Marine of HuT running away down the right hand side of the map. An Observer from PiLi is going to get set up as well to see what he's working with here if he decides to try and push in. HuT's economy has been good the last few moments, but his army hurt a lot from the losses across the map, and so he really doesn't have a lot. But defensively he's fine. If he has to push in towards a third base or something, that's going to get extremely difficult, because then he has to push out onto the map, and I'm not sure if you can really do that. Double factory from HuT as well. I'm not sure if you can really do much with this. Can you afford double siege tanks on 2 bases? Well, maybe if you're not building anything else, but then you're not going to have any, medevac supporting or Liberator supporting. And those are obviously fairly important units as well, usually. Stimpack is on the way down here from HuT. +1 attack. Coming in on the engineering bay as well. And the combat shield's also about to complete here from HuT down or up on the high ground. And for a Simulator going to be coming into players. I mean, PiLi again taking this third base. He's getting that set up now nicely. Again, taking it to the left side when HuT was focusing so much pushing on the right. Really allowed him to just get this up a bit faster than maybe HuT was expecting him to. Not punished at all, and that's obviously a big benefit here as well. Cobra Kush, after the sub, comes in with the 50 bits and says, dang, that disruptor shot. And some of these disruptor shots are pretty crazy so far. Again, a bunch of the tanks, etc., and have been absolutely critical for Pili to stay alive in this. Surprised we haven't seen too much more from the Prism. Then again, I guess if HuT is just sat on 2 bases, you're not really wanting to move in with that War Prism here. You're just looking to wait for him to move out and then attack in. This might even be an SCV pull from HuT. He does have a ton of army. So many Marines. I mean, Stim and Combat going to be finishing soon. And the double tank reduction is... I mean, his army's got a lot of firepower in it as well. And you've seen those 2 medevacs lifting up. 16 Marines coming through the top side. So, that's maybe the opportunity for our Terran player to kind of pull units out of position if this army wants to push at the same time. Has the Raven mixed in here as well. And if HuT wants to go for it, sooner is going to be better than later because, again, he has sat down on workers and it is only going to get better for Pili this game as he has a 3rd base up and running. And again, HuT definitely is looking to attack. There's no sign of a 3rd CC. I wonder if he leaves anything at home to deal with the Prism. Because that Prism was on the map before. Looks like the answer to that for the moment will be no, and the Prism is, again, more or less ready just to fly in here. And just go straight into the main. DT's available now as well, so could cause a bit of a fight, an interesting fight, I guess. Disruptor picked off in the middle of the map. Stalker's getting a couple of shots off. Scan on top of the army here. HuT's seen what's up from PiLiPiLi. Stalker's blinking in. Tank shots. Good to push that away, though. Again, if your SCV's pulled in with this, oh my god, those Stalkers are dying. Finally, the Disruptors make an appearance. They only get SCVs for the moment, though. Lots of Marines on the low ground, too. That was crazy, because he was fighting the Stalkers with the Marines on the high ground. Again, HuT's army feels massive at the moment. What an anti-armor missile as well. Thing is, with Disruptors, you definitely can't necessarily choose when to fight, though, as the Terran player, as the Protoss player. Terran player, sorry. So you might have to just wait a little bit. As you're going to see Marines dropping into the main base now. Can shut down a pile, and that's going to empower a few gateways. Stalker's going to blink into the main now to try and help out. But again, 3 of those gates already empowered here. More bio coming across down the bottom left side. Nexus on the front will go down as well. Now we're going to be seeing a whole bunch of these probes continue to go down. Some more probes are dropping as you see this bioforce continuing to come across down to the bottom side. Ready to maybe move in towards the natural. Just going to sit in this little bit of a concave. Tanks will siege up. But I tell you what, Pili has to come down and ramp into this. So it's going to be extremely painful. In the Disruptor shots, oh my god, are starting to be massive. So many Marines going down. But now the Disruptor's on cooldown. Pili is going to lose a lot of them as HuT stims forwards there. Will not go all the way up the ramp again. The anti-armor missile is great. What is that? Blinks for the Raven, but he's going to lose so many Stalkers. Definitely not worthwhile. Across the map, DTs and Zealots are causing chaos. HuT is down on 19 workers. Pili tries to take a hidden expansion off to the right side here. Trying to do something. The orbital commands do not have scans for a couple of seconds. Really needs the scans though, ASAP. Needs to be able to get rid of these DTs. Positions it so you can actually go up the ramp as well, but there's more DTs ready. There's Disruptors to buy time. And this is actually a real problem here. Losing the Raven, and that's maybe why the Stalkers targeting that Raven down become a bit of a bigger issue. Because now, I mean, okay, yes, you lost a lot of Stalkers, but DTs could now win you the game, perhaps? I mean, one of the orbitals has to lift up on the other side of the map, so one of the orbitals lifting up over there. This DT is just going at it. Oh my god. There's going to be no scans soon. I mean, this is the base with less energy on it already. HuT tries to repair his burning down orbital, but DTs are going to win this game. GG, well played. That's called because DTs have literally just won him the game. I mean, that DT on the low ground, he is picking off the entire army.